Hi, grade 4. I hope the sun shines a bit today. It's kind of cloudy. I'm going to read you a little bit of Wolf Hollow. Well, you can't very well do that when he's run off, she said, handing the package to the constable. He opened it, took the pictures out of the envelope inside, and held them well away from his wet coat as he looked at each one. His face became tougher as he did. He held one back, passing the rest to my parents, who looked at them together. Aunt Lily across the table fidgeting impatiently. "What?" she said. "Pass those here." "Some yellow trees," my father said. A field of pumpkins." He paused and turned to the constable. "But I suspect that the one you've got there is something different." The constable nodded. He passed it over, and I moved behind my father so I could see it. We were looking at the schoolhouse road from high above. Some tree branches split the scene, but I could make out Mr. Ansell's greys, his wagon filled with apples, Ruth lying on the road, Mr. Ansell climbing down from his wagon, and me. "Oh, my Lord," said Mother quietly. "But this doesn't mean anything," I said. "Just because he took the picture doesn't mean he threw the rock." "I'm afraid it means quite a lot, young lady," said the constable, "especially since Betty's missing and Toby's gone. After she accused him of hurting Ruth. After I went down there and told him so, and you must realize that he knew that we'd be looking at these very pictures at some point. All of which adds up to a worrisome conclusion. But right now the most important thing is finding Betty." "And that terrible man," Aunt Lily said. "She should have looked harmless in a robe and rollers, but she didn't." The constable turned to me. "Mrs. Taylor told me Andy was at the schoolhouse today looking for Betty. Do you know anything about that, Annabelle?" I shrugged. Andy and Betty really like each other. I thought about it for a moment. They usually disappear at recess. You already knew about the belfry. And I think she and Andy sharpened up a wire and they strung it across the path. It cut my little brother's head. I traced a line across my own. The constable shook his head. "Another story I need to hear. But right now, I'm going to talk to Andy. Depending on what he has to say, we'll round up some people. And we'll go looking. I hope that he can help us with that, John." "And what about Toby?" Aunt Lily demanded. "I certainly don't like the idea of that crazy man running loose around here." She tightened her robe across her chest. "I suspect he's long gone," said the constable. "Probably miles away from here by now. But I'll let the state barracks know the situation in case he shows up somewhere else." He climbed to his feet. "In the meantime, finding Betty should be the only purpose." He gave Aunt Lily a stern look. "Nothing else." She lifted her chin. "And when she's found?" "I promise I'll look into this," he said, tucking the pictures in his pocket. "But leave it to me for now." He turned back to my father. "Are those dogs of yours good at tracking?" "Not much, unless there's meatloaf on the run," my father said. "Well, you might want to take them along just in case. But first, Andy, let me hear what he's got to say." And that's the end of chapter 12. And next time we'll read chapter 13. Have a great day. Thinking of you guys. Bye.